Hello, I'm David Hester, and this is the Bible Health 101 show. And thanks so much for listening to our program today. Now, I want to talk about aerobic exercise, but before I get into aerobic exercise, I want to show you how to breathe when you're lifting, okay? Because I was talking about the slow technique and resistance training. So you're supposed to um, breathe in on your eccentric contraction, okay, or while you're lowering or releasing the weight, and breathe out while you're lifting the weight, okay? So you breathe in when you're lowering the weight, you breathe out when you are lifting the weight. Now, we're going to talk about aerobic exercise, okay? And aerobic exercise is simply the continuous movement of large muscle groups for the purpose of increasing your heart rate, causing the lungs to work a lot harder, okay? And basically, the main purpose of aerobic exercises is to keep your cardiovascular system healthy, okay? And there's two other benefits. It burns calories and it helps to prevent weight gain. Now, there's a lot of benefits to daily aerobic exercise. Okay, first of all, it will reduce the risk of dying from heart disease. Okay, it will reduce the risk of high blood pressure. Okay, reduces high cholesterol. Okay, reduces the development of colon and breast cancer. It re- reduces the risk of the developing of diabetes. It reduces body fat. It reduces depression. It enhances work, recreation, and sports performance. It increases your blood supply to the muscles, okay? And it increases lung capacity and endurance. So, basically, aerobic exercises involve lots of repetitions with little resistance. Okay, so it does very little to firm or to tone your muscles. Okay, and that can only be accomplished by uh, resistance exercises or weight training. Now, there's all kinds of different aerobic exercise. Okay, um, you can you can choose from so many, okay, and find one that you enjoy. But basically, you just need to get up and get moving, okay? Think about it. You can go bike riding, dancing, water aerobics, swimming, tennis, running, skating, fitness walking, jumping rope, shadow boxing. You know, there's a whole bunch of things you can choose from that would be considered aerobic exercise. Now, high impact aerobic exercise would be things like running, dancing, tennis, racquetball, jumping rope, basketball, okay? And you should avoid those types of exercises if you're recovering from an injury, okay? Or if you've not exercised in a while. But low impact aerobic exercises like walking, swimming, cross country skiing, bicycling, um, cross training, which is a whole nother subject, would be like alternating high impact aerobic exercises on one day and low impact on the next. So, that's useful because it allows you to work different muscle groups. It cuts down on the risk of injury. It prevents you from becoming bored. Okay, so a lot of times people become bored with their workout routine, and therefore they quit working out. So I believe that aerobic exercises should be done at least 3 or more times a week for anywhere from 10 to 60 minutes. Okay, you don't have to exercise for 30 minutes, to derive any benefit from aerobic exercises. Basically, all the studies show that you can increase your endurance with as little as 10 minutes of aerobic exercise a day, so long as you do it regularly. Okay, now high intensity aerobic exercise would be is good. You should break your 20-minute workout into 4 cycles of 5 minutes each. Okay, so do your activity slowly. Okay, and then steadily increase the intensity over the course of the 4 minutes. Okay, and then you'll reach your maximum capability at the last minute, right? So then you'll slow down to a speed and that you started with, and you'll start the process over again. So basically, you should do 4 complete cycles in a 20-minute interval. Okay, and so the goal is to reach, but not to exceed, your target heart rate. Okay, so your target heart rate is 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate. So what you do is you're going to subtract 220, or sorry, you're going to subtract your age from 220, okay, to determine what your maximum heart rate is. I'll say that again. Subtract your age from 220 to determine your maximum heart rate. Now, if you're 40 years old, okay, then your maximum heart rate would be 180, okay, because that's 220 minus 40. And so your target heart rate is 144, which is 80% of 180, to 162, which would be 90% of 180. So, and then after you've done your exercises, be sure that you cool down. Okay, continue the exercise for a few more minutes. Um, just to kind of cool down, but do it at a minimum exertion level. Well, thanks so much for listening to the program today. We've talked about the benefits of exercise, the barriers of exercise. We've talked about all sorts of things, aerobic exercise, and this is the completion of what would be week 9 in the 12-week course that I learned at the Life Extension Center that I teach regularly. Okay? So thanks so much for listening today, and God bless you. Oh, and by the way, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below the video on the YouTube channel or on the website, which you can find at www.biblehealth101.com.